Hi you guys, this is Jamie with Whatever's Clever Boutique, and today I have a sweet and simple peekaboo leopard tumbler with a bonus booty that is actually opposite of what the body of the tumbler is. So as always, I will have everything that I use listed and linked in the description box below, so let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to use this Color Shot emoji paint, and we are going to spray this 16-ounce shorty from the Tipsy Magnolia. And because I'm obsessed, we're gonna just go ahead and remove that bottom cap so that we can do our glitter booty. For the glitter today, we have 80s Babe from Peachy Olive Glitters. And we are going to go ahead and use our UV resin today to apply our glitter. I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of that UV resin right on that tumbler, and then I'm just going to sprinkle our 80s Babe glitter all over. This glitter is a little bit different from what you see me normally using. It's actually a combination of a bunch of different matte colors, and then there is a really fine cut opal in there as well so that it still has some shine. It looks so cool under epoxy, as you guys will see here soon. But you guys should totally give this glitter a try. Once that glitter is all applied, we're going to go ahead and let that cure under our UV lamp for about 5 to 10 minutes. Then we're going to go in with our first coat of epoxy. You guys know I love KSRESIN Liquidy Split Ultra UV Epoxy, and that is always my go-to. You don't want to forget to hit that tumbler with your torch. Actually, don't physically hit it, but you know what I mean. Run that right over top there to pop any of those bubbles. And while that cures, we're going to go ahead and weed our leopard print that we're going to use for our peekaboo. And I cut that out on stencil vinyl. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my bubble-free holographic sapphire from Tech Rock Craft, and I'm going to cut the offset out of those same leopard spots that we cut out of our stencil vinyl. Once our tumbler is all cured, we're going to go ahead and apply our leopard print. Now, you could do a wrap situation here if you wanted, but I am really odd about my leopard print, and I like to hand place, especially in this type of situation where you want there to be enough space between each of the spots themselves, because we are going to be applying that offset. Go ahead and take some time and apply each one of those spots to whatever part of the tumbler you would like. Once all of those spots are applied, we are going to go ahead with our spray painting. I have Color Shot Head in the Clouds, as well as this pixie dust, which is iridescent. I have never used it, so I figured this was a good time to try. But I will say, you really couldn't see it unless you hold the tumbler at like the perfect angle. So while it does add kind of a cool element to the tumbler, it's really hard to see. Once that paint is all dry, we're gonna go right in and remove those stencil vinyl pieces to expose our super cute leopard print. Now for our glitter booty, I'm going to use that same 80s Babe glitter, and we're just going to mix that into a measuring cup with some UV resin, and we're going to put that right in that center cavity. As always, you don't want too much glitter to UV resin ratio, as you want the UV light to be able to penetrate and cure all of that resin. So make sure your epoxy isn't too thick with glitter when you're working on glitter booties. Don't forget to pop any of those bubbles in that resin with your lighter. And then it is a gorgeous day outside today, so I went ahead and let this sit out on my deck for about 5 minutes. Now I wanted to try and match that vinyl with the outer ring of the booty. So I went ahead and took some of that UV resin as well as 30A from Peachy Olive Glitters. And we are going to do the same process here, except for applying it in that outer ring. Once that booty's all cured, we're going to go in with 1 coat of epoxy just so we can seal in that paint before we go and put our offsets on our leopard print. So this is a very repetitive step. I'm going to go ahead and just take my outlines and I'm going to put them over top of the corresponding leopard spot. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and sand our rim down really well, as well as the body of the tumbler just a little bit, so that our vinyl lays down perfectly smooth, just in the case that there was some little pokey pieces or any of that kind of stuff on the epoxy itself. Then we're going to go ahead and spray that down with some 91% alcohol and be sure that all of that residue is wiped off the tumbler. Then we're going to go ahead and apply those offsets. Like I said, this does take quite some time. I do like to save the spots themselves, so as you'll see here, I pull the spots out, lay them on a piece of that backing that doesn't have any leopard spot, just so that I can use them on another project later down the road. Now be careful. Don't be like me and try and rush and pull it off really quick so you can see how cool it looks, because that results in just having to fix it and hope you don't rip your vinyl. This part is the hardest part of these types of peekaboos, just because there's not really any rhyme or reason that I laid these pieces down, because I did lay them by hand. So you kind of really have to look at the piece and then find that matching piece on your sheet of all of the leopard print. So it does take some time, but it is totally worth it in the end. I can promise you every single time it will be so worth it. You guys, I am obsessed. I hope you guys love it as much as I do. We still have one more step, but at this point, I was just so dang excited. Now for the booty. I wanted to show you guys this because I know I show you what I do with my pinstriping vinyl. I do the same thing with my leopard print. I always print full sheets because I know at some point I will use it down the road. It's so nice to just have and be able to pull from and not have to get on your computer, cut, a little bit out with your silhouette. You just have them right there ready. I do have a bin of all leopard print. I have my bin of vinyl pinstriping, and it is one of the best hacks, or not hacks, but I guess tips and tricks that I have come to find over the last few years of crafting. By crafting, I mean tumbler making. That has made my life so much easier. I went ahead and used this white little mini leopard print, and we're gonna put that right on the bottom of the booty, right in the center there. And again, I was going for the opposite effect. So we had the white paint and the glitter leopard print on the body, and for the booty, we're having the glitter background and then the white leopard print. Then we're gonna go in with our little logo tag, and as always, I just peel that backing. I'm gonna go ahead and take my black Posca pen and fill in all of those little crevices so that our name really pops when we go to apply it to the bottom of our tumbler. But before we do that, we take off that other side to expose our logo or our name, and then I just put a little dollop of that UV resin right in the center. And then we're gonna put our logo tag and cure that for about 60 seconds. Once that's all cured, we're gonna take our UV resin again, and we are going to fill in that whole crevice to seal everything in. And then it may be overkill, but I do let that cure for a good 3 to 4 minutes. And then our booty is all finished, and then we're just gonna go in with one final coat of epoxy, and our tumbler is finished. I absolutely love this tumbler. It is so simple, but it is so pretty. I just love this 80s babe glitter with that holographic vinyl. It turned out so great. I hope you guys love it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And I will see you guys again next week. Again, everything that I used will be listed and linked in the description box below, as well as some discount codes for you down there. And if you guys would like to be notified of any future tutorials, go ahead and like, subscribe, hit that bell button for notifications, and I will see you guys soon.